Welcome into this week's WAC Basketball Podcast. I'm your host, Kendra Sheehan, and if you're watching this, you'll notice the setup is a little bit different. The WAC headquarters has officially moved to a new office inside Choctaw Stadium in Arlington, Texas. It's the old Texas Rangers Stadium. You can see a little bit of the stadium in the background. It's a super cool setup, and we're super thrilled to be here and partner once again with the city of Arlington. But today's special guest on the WAC Basketball Podcast is senior guard Martel Williams from California Baptist. The Lancers are red hot right now. They're at the top of the WAC standings. They are on an 8-game win streak, and Martel Williams has been a huge part of this team. He's averaging nearly 14 points a game. He's pulling down over 4.5 rebounds per game, and he also is a very talented musician. So we'll have all that coming up on the WAC Basketball Podcast. I'm now joined by Martel Williams of CBU men's basketball. And Martel, this Lancer team is red hot right now. You guys are on an 8-game win streak. You just had 2 really close victories against Tarleton State and Abilene Christian. What went into those victories? Because every game in the WAC is a gritty fight, but somehow, some way, this team always finds a way to get into the win column.
Yeah, I think it really speaks to our leadership as a group. We have a lot of older guys who's been there before and who's been in these situations plenty of times. And as the season goes on, our leadership kind of shows more and more, and our experience shows in more and more that we know how to win. We know how to win games, close games.
You were clutch in the game against Tarleton State. You did knock down a critical free throw towards the end of the game. What goes into, for you, those type of high pressure moments where you know, hey, I got to get it done. I'm one of those guys that is a returner from last year. I have the experience and I can pull out the victory for my team.
Yeah, a lot of that goes into my routine, before practice. And during or after practice, the same free throw routine, the same warm up, the same ball handling routine, and ultimately it just feels like another routine shot for me.
How did you develop the routine that works for you? Was it a couple of trial and error till you found out, hey, this is exactly what I need to do to get my body and my mind ready to go?
Yeah, now I feel like it's a process of seeing where my body is and seeing how far I can push it to be able to practice well still and be able to play games well. Because I remember my first year, I would go pretty hard, just regardless of how my body felt. But now I kind of tone it back to see, if my body's hurting a little bit or if I'm tired, I do a little bit less.
We're approaching the final third of conference play, a year where you're playing each team 3 times. We're about a month out from the conference tournament in Vegas. How is your body holding up after a long season and you're just constantly going at it day in and day out as you prepare for some of these conference matchups?
Yeah, I think a lot of that, I don't think no guy really is 100% healthy at this point. I feel like a lot of guys are banged up, but it's kind of that mental grind that you can push your body and you can, recover after and take care of your body after. But I feel like at this point everybody's nicked up and bruised in this point of the season.
Is that mental stability and that mental toughness something that you've learned over time? Was it a mentor that helped you to become so mentally strong so that that doesn't affect your gameplay?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like a lot of it is maturing. When you as you get older, you realize like, oh, I tweaked my ankle, but I could probably play on it, or I hurt my shoulder, but my team needs me. I'm a leader in the program, so I probably have to play. You know, I could push through it.
Well, right now you're averaging nearly 14 points a game. You're the leading 3-point percentage shooter. You have more than 4.5 rebounds per game. And you were one of a core nucleus of three guys that really returned for this team. It was you, Dom Daniels, and Brady Hennig, and then pretty much a completely new roster. So, what was it like for you at the start of the season? As I'm sure you were tasked with a big leadership role and getting these guys into Rick Croy's system, how he wants to play, how he wants to practice, and be that leader for this team.
Yeah, a lot of this was when the team first got here. One thing that really stood out to me is they played hard. Like all the new guys, they played hard. So all I had to do was kind of lead by example, and everything just kind of fell in line. All the guys loved being here, played hard, and kind of just followed through the system.
Was this a conversation that you had with Dom or with Brady after last season of you had a historic season, you made it to the WAC semifinals for the first time in program history. Now you have an opportunity to come back. Dom didn't enter the transfer portal. You guys stayed. Was that a conversation of, hey, let's finish this together and see where we can take this?
Yeah, we definitely talked after the summer to kind of see where each other's minds were, and we all kind of chose to stay and kind of go do that thing again. Try to make the tournament and win the tournament really.
For you, I mean, you've stepped up big numerous times this season. I just mentioned over 14 points a game. What changed for you this year as you're having an incredible season and being a driving force of this 8 game win streak of this team that is up there in the WAC standings?
Yeah, I think a lot of it was just the leadership role. Like when you have a leadership role, it kind of puts the pressure on you to compete, to hit the standard every single day. And when you do that every single day, you get better as a player, as an offensive player, as a defensive player, as a vocal leader. Like all your leadership is being built, and it keeps you at that caliber.
Was that role something that you were comfortable with, or was it something that took a little bit of adjustment? Hey, maybe I need to be more of a vocal leader. I was someone who always just put my head down and went to work, and people followed my work ethic, but now I need people to hear my voice.
Yeah, I had to work at it. I was more of I'm just gonna do what I gotta do, and if the guys ain't doing it, then that's on them. And then talks with Croy and my leadership. He told me that I had to progress and keep getting better in that category, and I did.
You started your career at Southern Utah. You spent a couple seasons there. Then you played at Utah State Eastern, and now this is your second year with California Baptist. What makes Riverside so special for you that you wanted to spend another season here and be a part of this team?
I mean, you can't beat the California weather. I mean, it's probably super cold in Utah right now, and it's kind of dry there. But just the whole experience in California and the environment and the community of CBU really made me want to stay another year.
Okay. You get to play the conference tournament for the second year in Las Vegas. I know Nevada and Las Vegas is your hometown, so an opportunity to once again play on the biggest stage of the year in front of family and friends. What does that mean to you to have that support in Las Vegas?
It means the world to me because my family can't always drive from Vegas to California to see every home game, or my nieces and nephews have school, so we have to kind of make it work for them. So when they come out and see me play in Vegas, it just feels like I'm at home.
If you look at this team this year, just 1 month until the conference tournament, you guys have certainly hit your stride. But what is the focus for Coach Croy and you guys of how to get better, how to see those teams that you lost to in the first or second round meeting that you can now get the win this final time around?
Yeah, a lot of our focus is on like getting better as a team every day. Every day we're getting better, we're getting better. We're becoming more comfortable with each other and telling each other truths, and it's more of a family, a brotherhood, feeling really. So we have the comfortability to be like, hey, I don't think that was a good shot. I would don't shoot that again. Or like, just kind of like that comfortability. And I feel like that helps us get better and better each day.
And obviously, I'm sure there was a ton of team bonding that had to go into this year and getting you guys to be one cohesive unit. What were some of the highlights of building that team chemistry?
We had a we had a um we had a boat, like these little blow up boats, and we went in the pool, and then we kind of had a little race. Guys did terrible, and it was embarrassing, but it was just like, if you can go do embarrass yourself there, then you feel so much more comfortable with each other after.
Who won the boat race?
The coaches did. It was the coaches and two players. The coaches almost beat us in every single competition there is. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense.
I feel like maybe they knew they were going to win, so that they did the competitions that they knew they could beat you guys.
We should have won that one. We should have won that one. I think one thing about Croy is his competitiveness is of this world. I've never seen another coach with that sort of competitive drive. Like he's a he wants to compete at anything, everything.
One of the things I love about Coach Croy is that he's committed to continuing to dunk the basketball every single year until he turns a certain age. I think he has a few years left. But what is it like when you see a coach who, I mean, is going out there and doing the dunk? You guys are supporting him, but he's loud on the sidelines. He almost loses his voice, once a week. What is it like to play for a guy like that?
Man, it's incredible. He has incredible energy, and I'm not even surprised that he can dunk just because of his work ethic in the gym. Like we're lifting, and he's lifting with his shirt off, and he's getting a pump in and hyping the coaches up, and I'm like, all right, this guy's kind of crazy, but it's fun. I love it.
I mean, hey, he's knocking out two birds with one stone. You guys are lifting, might as well, he should lift too.
Might as well get a lift in too. Yeah, I love it.
For you, you're obviously very talented on the basketball court, but you're also a bit of a musician. So, Coach Croy told me last year that you competed in a vocal musical competition similar to The Voice or American Idol on CBU's campus. Take me through that experience. Did any of your teammates come out and watch? I know that was the initial plan, but I wasn't sure how that all played out.
Yeah, so there's this thing called Woo Fest, and basically they set the stage up, and you're supposed to woo the crowd. And you can have any, you could do any talent. Like some dudes did magic, and some guys, it's just different things. And I sang "Shallow" with one of the girls on the basketball team, Shawnee, and it was incredible. My teammates were there. It was a bunch of support, and it was the biggest stage I've ever performed in front of, and it just felt right, like it was a surreal moment.
How did you know you wanted to pick it with Shawnee to do it instead of just a solo, but more of a dual act?
Well, Shawnee's an amazing singer, so I had to and I feel like it kind of helped the community connect with the basketball players more, seeing that we are just more than just athletes, and we have like other lives and hobbies outside of basketball. So it was a perfect moment.
Where did you find your love for music or first realize, hey, I can sing and I'm really talented in this area?
Yeah, I knew I could sing when I was like in second, third grade. Like I could really sing because I had a high pitched voice and I could just hit every high note. And then I don't know, I kind of got embarrassed with it. I never sang until like after high school. And then I picked it back up. I started playing the guitar during COVID, and then picked up the piano shortly after, self-taught.
How did you get past that? Hey, I'm a little embarrassed. I don't know if anyone else is going to like this, to just full on going for it and realizing that you do have a special gift.
Yeah, I had friends in high school who are amazing singers, and I kind of ran it by them. I was like, "Yo, let me know if I should keep doing this or not," because I just feel like it could go either way. And I'd sing with them, and they were like, "You're an amazing singer. Like you have to keep singing." And then so I kept singing.
So you self-taught yourself how to play the guitar. What other instruments? I feel like you've played the violin, the piano. Am I right?
I play the guitar and the piano.
Okay.
I could do a little something on the drums, nothing crazy.
Okay. And then I know I saw a video of you and Dom together doing a song. What was that like? And he actually I came out to media day at CBU and I interviewed Dom and he started singing. I didn't know he could sing either. But I know that you guys kind of are in that musical space together.
Yeah, we went and sang "How Deep Is Your Love" at a dinner tip-off, and I played the piano and we both sang. But Dom is very talented with the drums, though. Like one of the best drummers I've ever heard, and I feel like it really caught me off. It caught me by surprise because he never says like, "Oh, like I'm good at the drums," or anything. Like he just started playing, and I was like, "Oh, oh, wait, well, you might need to jump in Woo Fest with me," you know? It was amazing.
Do you have any plans to learn any more instruments? Is there any other ones that you've been like, hey, I'm dying to try this, or you're pretty content with what you got right now?
I'm definitely gonna learn the saxophone. Like I have to.
Ooh.
It's just one of those instruments where it's like, if you can play it, it's it's just it's a beautiful instrument to play.
Obviously, with basketball in school, you have a lot on your plate right now, but is music the way that you take your mind off of all the stressfulness of the in season and the academic calendar, and you can just do something that you love and feel good about that?
Yeah, music for me is one of those hobbies that like I can never get bored of it, and it's like getting a massage for my brain. Like I could stop thinking, I could just play stuff, and I could sing, and it takes my mind away from all the things in the future. So I'm more present while I'm playing music.
You also had a pretty big moment about 20 21 weeks ago, I think, where you got baptized. I know that was a special time for you. Take me through why that was such an important journey for you to go on.
Yeah. So during the summer, I was actually when I first got here, I was kind of building my faith up because it wasn't really super strong. And as the year progressed and the more people I talked to, like I remember teachers would just come out and be like, "Hey, let's talk." I was like, "All right, let's talk." And they would talk to me about God. They would ask me if I had any questions. And so as I built my faith and as it got stronger and stronger, I was like, I think it's time to have a commitment, like a what this symbolizes for my faith. And I took that step. My teammates were there to support me. My mom came, my sister and my nieces were there, and it was an amazing experience.
Was it done at California Baptist or a church nearby?
It was done at Sandals Church nearby. Yeah,
Oh, what? Awesome. I love that. Back to basketball because you do have two big matchups this week. You got Southern Utah and you got Utah Tech, who's red hot right now on the road. What's the key to going into those hostile environments? You've done a successful job at winning at home, but getting those road wins is always tough in this league. What's the message for this team as you look to go 2-0 this week?
yeah. I think one thing that we really are going to focus on is throwing the first punch. We're going into someone else's place and it's going to be their environment and all the things that are uncontrollable like the elevation or the crowd or whatever. So our main focus is throwing the first punch and keep throwing that punch until the fight's over.
I love that. Well, Martel, it's been great catching up with you, learning about your story, learning about music, learning about everything that's important to you. Best of luck as CBU hits the road. They take on Southern Utah on Thursday, Utah Tech on Saturday. You can see those games on ESPN Plus and follow along on our socials. So great catching up with you and best of luck this week.
But thank you, you too.